Hello, this is Activist Victor, and this is How to Play Chess Part 3. In this part, we're going to be discussing checkmate, stalemate, and check. Not in that order. So, continuing where we left off last time, all pieces have unique ways in which they move and attack other pieces. And whenever a piece is under threat of being taken, typically nothing too special happens, like the flow of the game doesn't get interrupted or anything. But there's one piece that this is not true of. This piece is the king. The king is the most important piece of the game. And if there's a threat on it at any particular moment in time, that threat needs to be addressed immediately before any other moves can really be made. So here's an example of this. This player moves this rook here, and as we remember from the last video, this rook is now attacking this king and could potentially take it on the next turn. In this case, the black king is said to be in check, or in threat of being taken on the next turn. And whoever owns the black pieces needs to address this situation immediately before they can make any other moves anywhere else. So when you're in check, there are three ways that you can address the situation. The first off is simply to move out of the way of the attacking piece. Simple enough, right? Rook can only attack horizontally and vertically, and this king is in none of these locations, so it's safe. The second option that you can do is to move a piece in between the attacking piece and yours. Unless, of course, the attacking piece is a knight or it's right next to yours. Then that's obviously not possible. So here, the rook, which was attacking the king, is now attacking the bishop. But the king, since the rook is not capable of jumping over the pieces, is completely safe. Finally, the third option that you can do is to simply take the attacking piece. No more attacking piece, no more threat of being taken, the king is safe. Now, it doesn't matter which of these options you do, although not all of them might be present to you at any one given time that your king's in check. But what's important is that your king does not end the move in the line of fire. So, obviously that involves addressing check situations when they come up, but it also means not making moves that would expose the king to check, such as this one. Now, that exposed a line of attack that was previously not there and put the king in check. So, by extension, this is not a legal move to make. And alternatively, if the king were here and decided it wanted to move here, it would put the king in check, and therefore is not a legal move to make. Now, as long as you can end a check threat before your turn's over, the game will continue as usual. But sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where that's not possible. So let's take this exact same move. I don't know if it's the exact same starting square, but exact same finishing square. This player has moved the rook here. Now it's black's turn to move. But unlike the last time, you'll find they don't really have a whole lot of options they can do. They can't block the attack because the pawns can't move backwards, and they're the only pieces left on the game board. They can't attack the rook because the king can only attack adjacently, and the pawns can only attack diagonally forward one square. So that's out of the question. And the only potential option that's left, moving out of the way, is also out of the question because the only legal moves it has that don't go through its pawns, which, as we discussed, are not something you can do, are these right here and right here. But both of those are also under attack by the rook. So basically, no matter what the black player does, they're going to be under attack at the end of the turn. If you should find yourself in this situation where your king cannot get out of the harm's way by the end of its turn, this isn't check anymore. Check is a situation you can get out of. This is checkmate and indicates that the game is completely over. The goal of any chess game is to checkmate the enemy king. And that's why getting out of a check situation and not putting yourself in check is so important, because that would basically forfeit the game. Because if your king gets taken or is obviously going to get taken and there's nothing you can do about it, game over. And whoever has made that final move wins. And whoever had their king trapped loses. So that's checkmate for you in check. I would stop there, but it turns out there's actually one more situation that needs to be addressed. Stalemate. Stalemate will also end the game, but unlike checkmate, nobody wins and nobody loses. So here's an example of stalemate. White's turn to move. They've got this black king cornered, and they decide, I'm going to move here. Now they can't go anywhere, right? This is actually a really stupid move, though. They could have easily won. It's completely easy to win with a king and a queen at the end of the game. But now, as you'll see, the game's a draw, or stalemate. That is to say, there's no move that would put this black king in a square that would not put it in check. But by the same token, it's not under attack at the moment. So if it's still not under attack, but it doesn't have a legal move that it could make, including a piece that could potentially move elsewhere, which clearly doesn't have, it's the only piece left on the board, then it's a tie. And as I mentioned before, it's stalemate. So that's stalemate for you, and that's another way to end the game. And it's something that you definitely want to shoot for if it's clear that you can't win the game, but it's definitely something you don't want to recklessly give your opponent if it's clear that you could win against them. So anyways, that's check, checkmate, and stalemate for you. And with that, you are now ready to actually play the game. So theoretically, you could stop watching these videos if you really wanted to, but I advise that you don't. Because I make a lot of money, no. But seriously, just learning the game is one part of it. You gotta know how to actually play it. And if you continue watching, I will teach you at least the basics of that. I'm not going to be getting you as good as Bobby Fischer, basically one of the best chess players of all time, anytime soon, but I will show you how you can have an advantage over most players who have just begun playing. So next time we're going to go over the first, or those two moves that I didn't go over in the previous video, and these are en passant and castling. And after that, I think I'm going to move into the opening, perhaps. Not 100% sure about the ordering, though. So either way, I'll see you guys next time. So long.